Hey gang, Ryan Cozy with the Chapel at Crosspoint. I hope and pray that everybody's doing well. Hey, I just wanted to give an update in regard to one of the things that we really value here at the Chapel, but also in the Greater Body Partnership of Christ Together, which is a network that we're a part of throughout the country. And that concept is called Geographic Intentionality. And so you may have heard this word before in some of the partnership work that we've done with a number of the churches that are a part of us here with Prayer Initiative. And so if that's something that you're familiar with, you may be aware of where I might be going in this conversation. But I specifically wanted to talk about Prayer Initiative and the idea of geographic intentionality and how you might be able to practically live that out over the 40 days that we'll be partnering together in prayer over the region of Western New York. We may actually even highlight some stories about this if you know some people or some churches that are doing this all throughout Western New York. But this idea of geographic intentionality in prayer, what I wanted to throw out as an idea is if you have not done this before, and this is something that I think could be very fruitful, is if you've never gotten in your car before and decided to drive around Western New York and to actually pray over the city as you drive, pray over the region as you drive, I really would just encourage you to prayerfully consider that. You know, over the last year and a half of my life personally, this is a rhythm that I've started to build into my life, that when I have free time in the morning before heading into the office, I actually try to drive through the city of Buffalo as often as I can, side streets, freeways, whatever, literally just praying over the city, praying over the lostness of our geography, and just asking God to do something miraculous with our church partners, with new plants, with existing partnerships, and just to see the gospel saturate throughout Western New York. It's something that I really desire, and my heart personally is very specifically directed toward the city of Buffalo. And that's not necessarily something that you need to do per se. It could be something different. Maybe it's in the county that you're a part of. Maybe it's in the village or the town that you're a part of. Maybe it's in the neighborhood that you live in. I mean, it could be any one of those things. And I would strongly encourage you to prayerfully consider, if you haven't already done this, perhaps driving through a different part of this region and praying over it. And a second thing that I would encourage you all is you could also just look at this from a walking perspective. And I know that it's very cold out. I'm actually keenly aware of that after a meeting that I was at in the city just recently. But it's cold in Western New York at this time of year. But you know, some of the things that God may birth in your heart is perhaps the willingness to prayer walk your neighborhood, to literally pray for every house that's on your street. And again, this is kind of coming from a learning that we believe strongly in Christ Together, which is geographic intentionality, that God did not make a mistake when He gave you the neighbor that He gave you. He didn't make a mistake when He gave you the coworker that He gave you, although sometimes we might think that He did. But could prayer walking be a part of the influence that you have in prayer as we embark on Prayer Initiative this year? And then finally, this is something I just thought about. I know my wife has recently just been really involved in jogging, and she's done a 5K, and she's really excited about running, and I think that's a great thing, and I've been really excited for her. And as someone who has run myself, like, I've never thought about this until recently, but maybe through your prayer run, maybe you could run and pray at the same time. You know, I don't know if you have like a 3-mile loop, or if you are a runner, you may have a certain amount of miles that you run, but have you ever thought about taking the time, in addition to breathing, taking the time to pray over the route that God may have for you in that, and literally just reminding yourself there are businesses, there are human beings, there are neighbors that do not yet have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ like we would desire for everyone to have with regard to the Great Commission and our desire to go out and to give repeated opportunities for every man, woman, and child to hear, to see, and to respond to the gospel. And I just think that prayer is an integral part of that. So as we embark on Prayer Initiative, one of the things that I'll throw in from time to time are just ideas or updates. And this one happens to be centered on the concept of being geographically intentional. And so I want you to think about your geography, meaning the street or the location or the city that you live in, but also think about the sphere of influence that you're in, because we have different influences geographically and relationally. And I don't know if that's something that at work maybe you take time to pray silently through work or whatever. I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know what the stipulations are at your place of employment. But I just want to throw out some ideas that I think might work as we embark on Prayer Initiative 2013. I really want to see so many people have opportunities repeatedly to hear, to see, and to respond to the gospel. And I think prayer is just such an important element to that process. If you're looking for other ideas, you can feel free to reach out to me at rkozey@thechapel.com. I'd be more than happy to send you some other thoughts, as there are a number of people, not just here in Western New York, but church partners that we have that have done a variety of different initiatives around prayer and being intentional about our geography and intentional about our spheres of influence. God bless you, gang. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to embarking on Prayer Initiative with you all this year, starting this Sunday. God bless you.